Good morning. For today's children's time, we are going to be talking about birds since we can hear them every morning when we get up and during the day. So, do any of you have any bird feeders? Maybe at home or somewhere where you go often, like your grandparents' house or the park? So, how many of you know what a blue jay looks like? They are big, noisy birds, and this is what they look like if you don't know. I'm sure you've seen them flying around. Now, how about a bluebird? Do you know what they look like? They're similar to a blue jay, but smaller. These small birds eat on the ground mostly, but sometimes they eat from a feeder. So let's start with a story. Once upon a time, a woman named Sarah had a bird feeder just outside her kitchen window. A blue jay flew in and yelled, "Jay, Jay," to scare away all of the other birds. He proceeded to eat more than anybody else. Then he took his beak and started swiping it back and forth across the seeds, knocking them into the ground. Sarah banged on the window to scare them away, and he left. Sarah couldn't believe what the blue jay had done. She had just filled the bird feeder, and now he was dumping it all out. "What a bully," Sarah said. She went back to what she was doing. In a little while, some bluebirds came hopping into the feeder area and started pecking around for seeds on the ground. Suddenly, Sarah realized something. She had filled the feeders, but she didn't put any of the seed on the ground. Not all birds eat high up from feeders. Many of them eat on the ground. Sarah had forgotten that fact in her hurry to get the feeders filled. The blue jay had been kind to his bluebird brothers and sisters, whether he meant to or not. The blue jay taught Sarah another lesson. We shouldn't judge what other people do. They may have good reasons we don't understand. And even when they do things for selfish reasons, sometimes they end up benefiting someone else. Sarah confessed that she had been too hasty and judged the blue jay, thinking she knew everything. Sometimes Jesus' disciples messed up too. In one of his teachings, Jesus tells his disciples to focus on their own faults and shortcomings rather than pointing out someone else's. Don't judge other people, since that's God's job. God will be merciful to us if we are merciful to others. Blue jays are big and noisy and pushy, but like Sarah, we shouldn't always assume that they're mean. We also need to keep our eyes open and look at people the same way. Leave the judging up to God, for only God can see the big picture. So let's end with a prayer. Please pray with me. Lord, help us to be patient with others. We don't know their story. You told us not to point fingers when someone fails or does something wrong. Instead, we should look at our own behavior. Forgive us when we judge and do not love. Amen. Hope you have a good week. See you next time.